Porsche and Penske have joined forces for the WEC and IMSA Hypercar series, which will mean that they will also unite as one team for the 24 Hours of Le Mans from 2023 onward. So in this video, let's discuss the partnership between Porsche and Penske. First off, we need to individually take a look at each of these huge names in the motorsports. So first off, let's take a look at Porsche. We all know Porsche's history in the Le Mans 24 Hour. They have 19 victories, which makes them the most successful constructor in the series itself. Porsche had a lot of history in Le Mans, including cars that won races like the 917K, 962C, 911, GT1, and 919, which recently took Porsche's last victory to date in 2017 before Porsche pulled out of the WEC Le Mans series. Let's move on to Team Penske. Penske is a very famous and successful brand across the entire world of motorsport. I think they're most famous for their IndyCar series. Of course, they hold the record for the most wins out of any team at the Indy 500, with 18 victories to their name, kind of like how Porsche is with the Le Mans 24 Hour. Team Penske also competes in other motor racing as well, such as NASCAR and even the IMSA series. The partnership between Porsche and Penske has actually happened before. Porsche and Penske combined to make a car called the Porsche RS Spyder, which would compete in the LMP2 racing, and the RS Spyder won the 2006, 2007, and 2008 titles, drivers, and constructors for the American Le Mans series, and also they won the 2008 LMP2 categories Le Mans 24 Hour. Porsche, Audi, and Penske also worked on a modified 917 that was supposed to compete in the Le Mans 24 Hour, but unfortunately it was banned due to some other reasons that I'll get into in another video. It also raced in Can-Am. So Porsche and Penske have combined for the Hypercar program in WEC and the IMSA series. Of course, like I said, Porsche and Penske have done this before, but this is for the Hypercar program, not for the LMP2 category. This is for the overall victory. And by the way, Porsche will be building an LMDH. And if you're not sure what an LMDH is, let me quickly explain. The LMDH is basically a shared project, and the company will choose chassis from either 4 manufacturers. Also, all entries will use the same hybrid system and gearbox. Porsche will be doing the LMDH program, as well as fellow competitor Audi. And I'm sure other manufacturers down the line will also be doing LMDH. Before we continue on, I want to make sure you're all subscribed to the YouTube channel. It's a really easy step and would really help me out. So please go check down below and see if you are subscribed to the channel. This is because I'll be covering all the news stories regarding the new Hypercar program. I also do a lot more motorsport content on the channel. So with Penske coming into the team will no longer be called Porsche Motorsport, and instead it will be called Porsche Penske Motorsport. So we must get into the big question of this video. Porsche and Penske have combined to build a Hypercar LMDH, as it is called, for the WEC and the IMSA series. But there's still one question: why? To see why, let's take a look at a statement said by Porsche. For the first time in our history of Porsche Motorsport, our company will have a global team competing in the world's 2 largest endurance series. To this end, we'll be setting up a team base on both sides of the Atlantic. This will enable us to create the optimal structures we will need to take overall victories at Le Mans, Daytona, and Sebring. There was a sentence in there that caught my eye. It said that the team bases are going to be on both sides of the Atlantic, and this will help them to get victories at Le Mans, Daytona, and Sebring. Of course, what they're talking about here is that they're going to have bases on the European side and bases on the American side as well. Because you gotta remember, the World Endurance Championship, the WEC, is on the European side, where the IMSA series, the International Motorsports Association, is over on the American side. I think a reason for Porsche and Penske to work together is so they have connections on both sides of the Atlantic, so of course they can use their LMDH Hypercar in both American and European motorsports, so they can take victories in IMSA and the WEC. At this moment in time, we really actually don't know why Porsche and Penske have combined for these series. That is just my theory, but I actually have another thought of why they may have joined. This may come as a surprise, but I do believe that there's not really a real gain from one team benefiting from this deal. My theory is that both Penske and Porsche will benefit equally between this new partnership. I think the reason why Porsche and Penske have combined is because these two great historic names are so well respected and known across the motorsport community, and I think it's really just as simple as that. Because when I was going through the history of these two teams, I realized these two teams have an amazing record of winning Grand Prix across the world. Think about it. Porsche has won 19 to date victories at the Le Mans 24 Hour, and on the other side, Penske has won 18 to date, of course, of the Indy 500. So you gotta remember, these two teams are racing outfits that can consistently win races across different motorsports. When they come into the WEC and IMSA, the word Porsche Penske Motorsport, the team name, is all people are talking about. It's a big thing right now, and throughout the future, it's going to be a big thing. Porsche and Penske combining, I think, want that. They want fans to come support them, as I will be doing. They want team members to come and say, I want to work for Porsche Penske. Drivers will immediately want to drive for this team because they know Porsche and Penske are teams that can win races. And of course, what do all drivers want to do? They want to win, so they will come and race for Porsche Penske. And I think this will set up Porsche Penske for exactly what they set out to do: win race victories. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. I would like to know your thoughts on the Porsche Penske combination for the LMDH Hypercar that they are building for the IMSA and WEC motorsports. There is only one more question. Will Porsche Penske Motorsport be successful and win races in these categories? Let me know down in the comments below.